All right, good afternoon, everyone. This is the January 25th meeting for Condemnation and Blight. It is now the 25th at approximately 2 p.m. If we call the meeting to order, I have an approval of the minutes from December 21st.
So I motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. If I may, we have the agenda in front of us. If we could perhaps make a motion to suspend the current order to accommodate the two that are on the line.
I'll motion to suspend the order.
I'll have a second, obviously, and all in favor?
Aye.
All right. And Ms. Stamler, we'll go with you first in regards to 447 Stratfield Road. Both myself and Mr. Conley were out there this morning, walked the property. We've looked around the entire area, looked in the back in regards to the gazebo and the swimming pool that is not secured. I personally believe it has met the definition of blight. Mr. Conley, anything there?
No, we both agree. They did cut the vegetation back, so we had the ability to walk back and see that apparently the Rooster River has undermined some of the fencing, or will begin to undermine the fencing for the swimming pool and create further hazards. So we're of the opinion that something needs to be done fairly immediately. We have a spring runoff or a large amount of water in there. We're going to be it's going to be falling into the river. So plus the pool area is unsecured. It can become a hazard to children. I'm going to suggest that we get up there with a little piece of chain and a lock. If we can't contact the owner, and at least secure the fence gate from entrance. So I will try tomorrow to get up there and at least get it so it's closed off. So to help with the immediate danger up there.
So last month, the minutes stated that a termination notice will be sent to clean up the property within 30. Has in fact that been completed based on scheduling? I know things are very busy right now with everything going on in the pandemic. If not, we will send a letter to the property owner reminding them that their property is determined to be blight and to please clean up that property, including the swimming pool and the gazebo.
Yes, and I agree. We're going to carry that forward. Okay. It is a hazard and a blightable area.
All right, Ann, anything that you'd like to make comment on?
I appreciate very much your action and your how you're handling this. Just to be clear, so the notice will be sent. It hasn't yet been sent. Is that correct?
Yes, that will be taking place.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I know you have a lot on your hands, but I appreciate that you looked and saw the gravity of the situation and the actions you're going to take.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ann, and be healthy.
Have a great day.
All of you, have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you. You as well. All right, and who else do we have?
Ren and Nathaniel Rex.
Ren, how are you?
I'm fine. I think maybe did you guys
we were out there this morning as well, taking a walk around, looking at the property.
Yep, so, I think we spied you from our offices. Yep.
Okay. Just to once again remind you that I don't believe you have really anything to worry about, because I believe your address is not associated with this one. Just want to clarify that. But we will be looking into the neighboring property. We will continue to look at this, find out exactly what can be done. There appear to be a couple trailers on the property. There's other storage that's on the property. One thing that if we could ask you as someone who's concerned, could we also ask you to call the town planning and zoning, we can also look into this as well.
Yes. So I believe, because I think you guys know, we live here right now, but we actually haven't purchased the property yet. So
Okay.
I believe the owners of 365, the house in which we live, their real estate agent, I believe, reached out to planning and zoning. Is that Matt Group?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I believe Matt has been engaged, so I will circle back with them just to see where that is.
Okay.
And I did receive confirmation from the health department that the letter was sent to the property owner.
Okay.
Yes,
All
the
right.
hearing.
So my
Hearing is today.
Okay. Well, we have a scheduled hearing today. I don't believe anyone from the property is here. Is that correct?
This is the neighbor.
Is there anyone here for the hearing regarding Cross Highway?
373.
And hearing no replies, I believe there's no one here regarding the property. So,
But you guys both feel, like you guys are both out there, you both feel it meets the criteria to be considered blighted?
Well, I don't think there's any question.
Yeah, okay.
The debris that's there is certainly not household waste. It's not. I mean, it just goes on and on. There's vehicular storage. Some of it's commercial.
Storage
and
containers,
should be involved
trailers.
as well. And there's large stacks of wood there that have there's no need for them to be there. There's just nothing. Yeah, it absolutely meets the intent of Blight.
So you're making a motion?
Yeah,
hearing. So
we're at a hearing. I'm sorry. I was thinking we had somebody here to.
No, there's no one here.
So yeah, I would make a motion that this makes the intent of our Blight.
I will second the emotion. I will second the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. The vote was unanimous. Ren, is there anything else we can help you with?
So just from a process perspective then, so since the letter already went out and the owner has been notified of the blight, and based on today's meeting, does further notification go out to them about the result of today's meeting, or what goes next?
So this is Stan Cleary. I'm the secretary for the board. The letter that went out was regarding the hearing. So
Okay.
Today was the hearing. Now we send out a letter that says your property has been declared blighted. You have 30 days to address it or start some process of working towards cleaning it up. And then, so that's the next letter will go out. Once they get that letter, they have 30 days to initiate some process of cleaning up the property. As long as there's progress on the property, we usually don't go to fines. If they fail to respond to it, if they fail to contact us, if they don't do anything, then we typically go to fines. Fines are issued as a citation by this board at a meeting like this. So it would be, probably another month to two, most likely 2 months before we would consider voting a citation, given the time period that they have. They have a right to appeal that citation, because that citation is a $100 a day fine. And so many people do appeal them, which doesn't offset the fine, but it enables a process of them to hear, a second hearing, if you will, to then present their grievances of why they don't feel they should be fined. And then once the determination of that, then the tool available to the town is fining. And so that goes in, and sometimes if people just ignore us, they ignore us. And we've had, collected fines of, $30, $40, $50, $60,000 from those people that just simply ignore us.
Oh.
But that's the process laid out in the ordinance.
Excuse me. Can the property owner fight the designation of blight, or is that sort of set in stone at this point?
The property owner today is the hearing where they had an opportunity to present their argument of why their property does not meet the blight criteria. There is no representative here representing the property. They were properly noticed. So today is that issue. The citation hearing will simply look at at the time the citation was issued, does the property still meet the blight criteria? And that's really the only determination the citation hearing officer decides.
Perfect. Thank you.
That's very helpful. Okay. And for those folks who rack up $30,000 to $40,000 in fines and just ignore you, is there ever a point at which, I don't know, is that it? It just keeps rolling like that?
So the town attorney has a right to collect on those fines at different times, and so once the fines build up, they can submit to act on that lien on the property. But essentially, we put a lien on the property, and and oftentimes it's when the property is in transition that we collect those fines.
Understood. Got it. Okay. All right. Well, very helpful. As always, you guys, I think, know how to reach us if you have any questions about anything. But otherwise, I will, per your request, just follow up with, rather than have 12 of us contacting Matt, I will just follow up with the seller's attorney, the seller's real estate agent, to see where those discussions are.
Well, thank you very much.
All
Greatly
right.
appreciate
Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you.
I know.
Anyone else on the line? I believe that was it. Anyone else on the line? Okay. Going back to our agenda, I don't know if we need to have a motion to go back to our regular agenda, but any additional communications? Line number 3.
So I do have the letter here I received as an anonymous complaint. I don't know if I sent it to you, Sans. It went to Brenda, Paul Miller, it did go to you, Sans Clary, Dennis McCarthy, Jim Went, everybody. This is the one up on Catamount Road, 1400.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my only concern is not in least passing it on, because the claim is there may be some mental health issue there. So I really don't. I mean, it's anonymous, and I guess they're questioning, the mental health of the owners. I have not made contact with anybody. I figure, again, being anonymous, I figure we would just kind of, pass it through here and say, do we want to do anything? It was sent to Brenda. Do we want to make contact with her and say, would you send social services to knock on the door, or just maybe they don't even know they had a complaint against them.
Right.
So
We received a health complaint on this too, downstairs, Sam.
Yeah.
That just came in this week. So I didn't know if it was more of a health complaint than a
Well, so
condemnation.
feeding wild animals seems to be the predominant complaint here. Wild animals and cats roaming freely inside and out. The cats.
Well, there are crows too flying around with, baked goods.
So is this more of a blight issue? Is it more of a animal control issue?
This is more of a health department animal control issue.
Okay.
That it's really about them feeding the wildlife and attracting wildlife. Our inspectors need to go out and confirm it, that this is actually the case, and then order them to stop. If they see wildlife there and throwing out garbage onto the property, essentially day-old food kind of thing, that they can order them to stop. And then, in addition with the animal control regarding, are all the cats licensed and that kind of thing. So,
My concern was the mental health question here. So I just didn't want to let it sit and have something happen, and hey, you were informed, so as long as it went to you and you'll send somebody, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine with me. I don't want to put it on Blight. I just wanted to make sure that it was noted that we got it. That's all.
And Tom, I agree, it's prudent to question my mental health this week.
Can we determine that this is not a blight issue? It's more of a health and perhaps social services and animal control.
So, I don't believe, there's excessive amounts of garbage and trash on the property and infestation by rodents or other pests. So that has the potential to fall under blight. But typically, as we say right on the blight page, there's many other departments that handle similar complaints. And if it's just about one issue, you should go through that department first. If that department fails to resolve the issue, then it can come here. But I think it's reasonable to give the health department, a chance to investigate it and verify it and follow up on it.
Okay. All right. Any other communications? Andrew, anything? No? Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Hello, yes, can you identify yourself? Hello.
Hi, it's Greg Miller.
Hello, sir.
I turned off my, it was on mute and stuff like that. I missed the thing about 20 Morehouse Highway and 83 Morehouse Highway.
Haven't gotten there yet, sir.
Oh, okay. I'll wait. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, number 4, condemnation, old business. 92 Grasmere Avenue.
Yeah, I haven't been out again. I would make an assumption that the owner would have contacted us, but I don't think there's any movement out there. So I didn't look at it.
My last inspection, a few weeks back, there was no action there.
Yeah.
There was no movement when I saw.
No movement, nothing happening.
And they're being cited right now, so they're being fined.
Okay.
Move that forward. Continue it.
That one is waiting the appeal hearing.
Okay.
That actually is, yes. Have we found a date or anything in regards to that?
The hearing officer,
We were trying in January, but we got swamped with the COVID clinic. So.
Okay. All right. So we have to figure out a date for that and move forward with that.
Okay. And the same thing with 1180 then, Oldfield. I personally haven't seen much. I know the last time we spoke there was progress.
Yep. The door to the garage, the side door to the garage has been repaired. The side door to the shed has been repaired, so the shed is secured, the garage is secured. We are back to the state, it's the concern was harborage inside the buildings. The predominant concern, being a harborage for the wildlife that was in the area. And so that issue should hopefully be resolved. There's, some debris on the property, but it's I don't think he's added to anything. We had to talk about maybe the tires.
Yeah, there's still some machinery and some car parts to the left of that little shed.
But we had allowed we had to the left of that shed, that was the pile that we said previously that he's allowed to have that one sort of car-sized pile of stuff. And that's what we granted him when we finished it before. So again, there's, the property's not perfect. He's not residing there. It's has issues.
Would you say that it's still in the process of moving forward?
I think we should continue to work with Mr. Peterson to get it a little bit more cleaned up, especially some of the tires that are along the garage. Get those cleaned up. Most everything else is doesn't exceed the amount of stuff that would be allowable for most people to have on their property.
Okay.
So my concern is that it goes back to the same state it was in when we hired a contractor to go in and cut down the debris and everything. So we don't get back to the animals getting back into that building, onto that property. That's a big concern with the neighbors, and there's kids and everything else. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so we'll keep it on the agenda now and ask them to keep it moving in the right direction.
Great.
Okay. All right. So nothing else. New business, condemnation? No? Okay. Now to number 6, old business in Blight. We've already spoken in regards to 373 or 3, what did they say? It was 373 Cross Highway.
Yep.
All right. So we will now continue to 1019 Fairfield Beach Road, which I believe also should be a hearing scheduled for today. Is there anyone here in regards to 1019 Fairfield Beach?
So is that our hearing or is that an appeals hearing?
No, that's
our
hearing.
That's our hearing.
So just to put it on, so I guess, is there anyone on the phone representing 1019 Fairfield Beach Road? Hearing none, I'll make a motion that 1019 Fairfield Beach Road, for discussion purposes, does meet the criteria for blight. It has boarded up and missing windows, missing siding, broken glass. It meets the criteria, and so I'll make a motion that 1019 Fairfield Beach Road meets the criteria for blight.
I will second that.
Yeah.
Any discussion?
I received a phone call this morning from a contractor who stated that he will be sending in permits within the week in regards to demolition. I also received a phone call from an attorney this morning who stated that they will be sending an email to me today, of which I do not have an email. However, I just looked over and I see that I do have a voicemail at 2:01. So I'm assuming that voicemail is in regards to this. But with the contractor calling, I spoke with the contractor who stated that they will be in discussion with the building department within the week. So do I agree that it absolutely fits the definition of blight? Yes.
Any other discussion?
Yeah, I have a meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock with the contractor to discuss those very items.
Okay.
But how would you proceed with that?
Well, a motion's been made and seconded, so either we, once the discussion concludes, we have a vote, and if you choose to vote not to do it, or you choose to vote to do it, my opinion would be, I wouldn't want to delay. The property's been sitting in this condition a long time. We should just move for blight. If they happen to make progress, we will accommodate, as we usually do. If good progress is we usually don't move to citation. But it does meet the criteria, so I think we should vote to let it go.
Great.
Of which we have the motion on the floor.
Yep.
Correct.
Yep. So I second the motion.
It already is.
Yeah, it's already been seconded. Call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So forth carries. Number 3, 3436 Gray Street.
I was out there today, so this is a hearing as well. Well, again, I'll make a motion to put 3436 Gray Street on the to put it before the board for consideration if it meets the criteria for blight.
I will second. Any discussion?
Yeah, I just the owner of the property called me this morning and told me they had somebody coming out there today to make the cleanup. So I did not go out. So I didn't look at it.
I did. I found the conditions while there's some items on the property, I don't feel it rises to the level of blight. That I spoke with the first floor tenant. She said, yeah, we cleaned up a bunch of stuff. There were some stuff out there. There's basically 4 garbage cans. There's 2 apartments there, it appears, 4 garbage cans, some recycling and bikes along the back of the house and a ladder and, a few minor sort of debris type items, but nothing that rises to the level of 10 cubic yards that we've allowed other people to have storage of items on their property. So it appeared to be relatively cleaned up. I have some pictures if anybody wants to see, but personally I don't feel it rises to the level of blight at this point.
Okay. We'll take a quick moment to look at these pictures.
So I don't know if I can. So that's one. That's another. That's the yard. That's the back of the house. That's sort of the little debris there. So that's really the status.
Okay.
It looks like the efforts. I didn't see what was claimed to be there, which was mattresses and other large items on the property.
Okay. So we had a second on this. This is the discussion. The motion was to...
So we put it before to be considered.
Correct.
And so then if there's no further discussion, we take a vote.
Call on the motion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Aye. So 2 opposed, 1 in favor, so this motion fails.
That's correct.
Okay. So moving on then to 92 Grasmere, which we've already discussed during condemnation. Do we need any need to further discuss? Negative 230 Hoyden's Lane.
So I was out there. This is something that we already declared blighted. I was out there today. There is a large dumpster in the driveway. I did not communicate with the owner. I don't know if anyone did, but definitely the property looks to be continuing to deteriorate with the roof partially collapsing in on the addition above the garage and a hole in the roof. I don't know if there's been any updates from Mr. I know he was here last month on the phone, Mr. Dudig.
Correct.
Mr. Dudig, are you on the phone?
Last month we mentioned that this item will carry forward due to the fact that the homeowner is looking into demo.
Has he made any progress on that? Did he share last month? Like, he keeps talking about, I'm going to get the asbestos contractor.
Right.
Has that been completed yet?
No.
I think last month he wanted to see if he could have the demo, the asbestos be part of the demo, not separate, like have the asbestos cleaned up and the demo. He was wondering if it could be done together.
Yes, it can. It's much more costly to do that. But again, in a situation like that, some abatement contractors will not go into a structure that has those conditions going on, so he may have to do that. But that's between him and the demo contractor, not the town entity. He's got to see if he can find somebody to remove that asbestos prior to demo, or at least to do the inspection. He hasn't even done an inspection report. So, is there interest in moving to citation on this, or do folks? I wasn't here last month to see get a feel from him of how diligently he's working on it.
Right. I've had no communications with him over the last month.
Last month on the phone is the last time I heard from him. He's been pretty good about, getting online with us, but it has become a bit of a... Phil and I have talked about it too, a couple of times.
Is this something we move forward with? Is this something we give him another 30 days because of the fact that he's been here trying to develop a plan? The house is currently vacant. I agree with you. It's an issue with the holes in the roof and, whether power is still connected to the building. I
think he had power removed. That was last month. So he has been moving forward.
Okay.
Maybe the dumpster. You said he had a dumpster there.
Large-sized dumpster there.
He's not a young man, so he may be just continuing to pull stuff out so he can get someone. So I would assume that he's moving forward. So
I believe this should be carried over for another 30 weeks.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. The dumpster's new. The electric. I didn't hear about the electric getting disconnected. So. That was a safety concern for you, so that's been addressed. That was, so he's moving forward, so we'll give him another 30 days.
Okay.
I'm fine with that.
383 Hunyadi Avenue. I drove by there today, and it appears as though the past issues were the vehicles, the snowmobiles, I believe a boat in the side backyard, of which, I've had correspondence, I believe it was over the last month, of which, the gentleman stated that they all have been registered, most of which have been worked on. When I was there over the month ago, he actually had a vehicle in front of the house on a jack, doing some work on a tire. When I was there, he did not come out. He came out after I had already left, but the fact that he called in stating that this is what was happening, my personal feeling is the vehicle in the front that was being worked on is not there today.
So I guess it just comes down to confirming the registration.
Correct.
If that was the nature of the complaint, I don't recall, but I believe it was just multiple unregistered vehicles. We just have to confirm those. Need to get the license plate numbers, look on the DMV site, and just see if those are...
He claims it was done. I talked to him a couple times, but, I haven't gone back, to be honest with you.
I haven't either. All right, so we just need to get that.
Okay. So we'll move that until next month. We can look into that. I'll look into that. Oh, bless you. All right. 114 James Street.
I didn't go by, so.
Okay.
They did some progress. They started painting the house. They cleaned up the front yard. They replaced the front steps. They've sort of ordered some of the stuff in the back, but there's still quite a bit of stuff in the back. But they've made progress. Two of the three cars are gone. So it's moving forward in the right direction, but there's still quite a bit of debris in the back that still needs to be addressed, and the side stairwell. While it's blocked from people coming up it with debris, it's still structurally unsafe.
Okay.
But I think they've made enough progress to warrant, give them another 30 days, but we should ask them for an update.
I am all for forward progress. No need for motions. Continue it.
Continue it. It's my opinion.
I agree. Right. Let's see. 70 Jennings Road. I believe that's another hearing today, correct?
So for purposes of discussion, I'll make a motion that 70 Jennings Road be considered as a blighted property.
I will second the motion.
Any discussion?
There's no one here from 70 Jennings, correct? Anyone here from 70 Jennings? Last time, anyone here from 70 Jennings? Okay.
I mean, clearly, couches and debris in the front, 3 unregistered, inoperable cars. It's a clear one to me.
I'll make, in regards to the motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, unanimous. 388 and 390 Naps Highway. This, I believe, was just the RV in the back of the property, and I have not gotten there to check on the registration.
I have not seen this one. Yeah, so we need to get out there and
registration on the vehicle in a backyard, and from the street you cannot see the RV, but we'll check on the registration. All right. Number 53 Marion. I did drive by there real quick today.
Yep.
Nothing has changed.
So I guess the question I have is regarding the status of that property. Is it, so last night the blight determination was sent, so it's 30 days to clean up the property. So we're still within the 30-day period. We haven't received confirmation back on that certified letter or anything yet, so we have to wait.
All right. There's been no change on that. So, okay. 20 Morehouse Highway.
Yeah, so there's been what appears to
Bless
be
you.
Little progress on completing the siding. Around the front door, there's some siding issues, missing siding. On the side, the B side of the house, there's siding issues. The C side of the house, there's siding issues. There's debris in the side yard that I was advised that he would be working on, sort of cleaning that up and getting rid of that. The vehicles, seem to be operative and registered and moving and, switching each month. So that issue is not there. So I believe we've declared this to be blighted and have been patient with the person trying to, who was saying at one point that the house was going to sell, and that he would be doing some of the work. Is there any other updates people have?
I have not received anything. No.
So, my opinion is we should, send a notice to them that we are considering issuing a citation on the property next month, and give him an opportunity to provide a clear update and pathway for compliance, but to advise them that we'll be moving to fines next month, is my opinion.
Yep, I second that.
Is it a motion or an opinion?
That's my opinion. It's not. We're not making a motion. We're just basically sending him a letter that says next month we will vote whether to cite your property $100 a day. Please provide an update to the town why we should not.
So upon inspection today, I also drove by. I saw the same things that you did. We are going to keep this on, forward it another 30 days, but this time send a letter stating that we are
Next month
we are going
to cite.
We're going to citation.
There'll be a vote. And right. So if there's significant progress, then great. If there's not, then it'll most likely result in fines.
Forward progress is always good. Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely. sir? Just identify if you don't mind.
I'm sorry?
If you could just please identify.
Name and address.
Name and address.
Greg Miller. And I think at the last meeting, you said you were going to start fining. So, I'm not really quite understanding what you're saying.
So we had discussion in December.
Okay, so yeah, it says,
Yep.
There's a motion if the property is not cleaned up in 30 days, the fines would start in January. So a motion was made and seconded to do that. So I guess then that was said last month. I wasn't here last month.
Right.
I didn't know that. So
because we have a motion, we can go back on our opinion, and I'll make a motion that we start fines on this property.
Yeah. Well, am I mistaken, or?
No, you're not mistaken,
no,
sir.
Not at all, sir.
No, I just was not aware of that. I wasn't at the last meeting. I was not aware of the discussion at the last meeting. So it seems like that discussion happened last meeting. We have a motion on the table. Mr. Conley was going to second that motion?
Second the motion.
So the motion has been seconded to move the property to fines. The minute said that we would move to fines in January. That is what we are doing. But it's been motioned. It's been seconded. It just needs. Is there any additional discussion?
Any additional comments, or?
Then you call the vote.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay.
So he will receive a citation letter that says his fines will begin, and he can appeal that letter if he so chooses, but the fines will begin until the property is cleaned up.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Moving on to number 83, Morehouse. 83 Morehouse.
So I was out there today. The vast majority of the issues have all been resolved. Trees have been cut down and trimmed. The back door of the garage has been repaired so to prevent any access of rodents. The wires have been addressed. The branches in the backyard came down. The roof of the smaller green structure has been repaired. There's been repairs made to the other garage. They have blocked the front stairs to the garage. About the only concern I have still outstanding is that the top of the stairs, while people can't come up from the front, you can still get access from the other way, and there's just stairs that are just plainly not safe to step on. So I will contact the gentleman doing the repairs, make him aware that he's got to block the access to that top of that stairway on the back side of the garage, and I think then that would be all issues addressed, in my opinion.
So that's the last thing, and if we get in touch with the homeowner or property owner or whoever is doing the work,
The gentleman doing the repairs, yeah.
And they secure that back access to the garage, then they should be all set.
That's my opinion. I think they've addressed the issues that we had concerns with that we felt were violations of the blight ordinance.
Can we make a determination today that this property is no longer considered blight?
No, without that, that's a safety issue, in my opinion. Just like the 114 James Street. You got an unsafe stairway. We got to fix it. You got to get that secured.
So once it's completed, then that's our last issue or last safety issue, in my opinion, on this property.
Yeah, that's the last violation.
Okay. So it moves forward until
he takes care of it. And he's been doing, in good faith, making repairs.
I have also seen that as well. Okay. Moving forward to 233 Old Oaks.
The same thing as 92 Grasmere. We're waiting for a hearing date on the citation. I think with that one.
I believe so, right?
We moved the citation on that, and we were supposed to schedule a hearing. We were having had to get a hearing officer.
Okay. So no change. I don't even know if, I don't even know if it's worth even discussing because, I mean, we drove by and there's no change.
Yeah.
All right. 1180 we just discussed, 72 Roseville Street. I drove by there today. It's still a vacant property. There hasn't been any change. Temporary service to the house, stairs crumbling. I mean, I think it's just waiting for...
Yeah, I mean, it's today's a hearing, so I'll make a motion that we consider the property 72 Roseville Street be considered as a blighted property.
I will second. Is there anyone here representing 72 Roseville? Anyone here representing 72 Roseville? Okay, hearing nothing.
So in my opinion, there's all the basement windows are boarded up, the front windows boarded up, the stairs are unsafe with crumbling rocks and things sticking up that are trip hazards. There's debris behind the garage, like paint buckets. I've spoken to the neighbors. They said those were placed there not too long ago, so they're placing more debris there. There's what appears to be like pallets and things covering the back stairway. I didn't want to pull them apart to see if the hatch is still there, but just debris and boarded up windows and unsafe stairs. I think it meets the criteria clearly.
Yes.
The neighbor has called several times and has seen them dumping things in the house.
Yeah, I mean, it's that'll be my understanding from the neighbors and from previous, I think, reports that we got was that the intent was to demolish the property. At some point, that was told to us. And so
they have started the process, but it has stopped.
Okay.
And so that was some time ago, last month, the month before, and I have no current updates on it.
Okay.
So as far as I'm concerned, he's had plenty of time to get the permit and take it down, but he's done nothing.
Okay. So we have the seconded motion before us to declare the property blighted.
If not, I'll second. But no, it was already done. It was actually already seconded.
Yep.
This was discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, unanimous. All right, 260 Shetland. 260 Shetland. This wasn't a hearing. Was this a hearing?
No, this is not a hearing.
Okay.
This property, in my opinion, the only thing that I saw wrong was one shutter that has the screw at the top has come loose and it's swung down and it's hanging down. I can just ask the owner to address that one issue, but other than that, I don't see anything that there's one boarded up window on the back of the property. I think the blight ordinance says multiple missing, broken, boarded up windows and doors. I don't think it meets the criteria there. So.
Any graffiti on the front of the house? Phil and I talked about that.
No, that was painted over a while back.
Good.
Okay.
So other than that one shutter, I don't think it rises to the level even to be considered blight. It's just it's not a structural thing. It's not a thing. It's just one single screw. I'll talk to the owner to ask her to, put it up. But I don't think it should be on our agenda.
All right. Do we need to make a motion to eliminate this from our agenda moving forward?
No, I mean, if people are in agreement that this does not meet the criteria to even, was there a hearing at any point?
Yes.
And was it declared blighted at any point?
The last meeting we were sending a determination notice, but if it's all cleared up.
And what, let me just find it on the notes here.
The blight determination notice will be sent with
washer and
was the graffiti.
Okay, so the trailer is still there, but I don't view the trailer as a violation. The washer is gone, so I think the blight determination has been complied with. The graffiti, there's no graffiti there. So
they've removed the washing machine and all of the other stuff off of there, and the trailer's operable. So
I have photos that were sent to me. I don't know if anyone else.
Any time frame in regards to the photo?
That's 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I'll contact the owner about the
one screw coming from the shutter.
Yeah, I mean, it's in the picture here. You can see it. Shutter. And as much as nobody likes an abandoned house in their property, it's, just not a violation. And that's,
as long as they don't meet it, I'm good with it.
That's a
Yep,
shutter.
yep.
And I did mention this last week to one of our government meetings that, there are a lot of questions in regards to vacant property. And I kind of mentioned, look, there's vacant properties, but they don't meet the definition of blight. So if this is a vacant property that does not meet the definition of blight, then I believe we should remove it.
Yeah. I mean, if an occupied house had one shutter hanging off,
right,
we wouldn't declare it.
Okay.
Do we have to make a motion, because we had a motion that blight determination to be sent last month?
Yeah, I would make a motion that the blight determination, if it was regarding the removal of the debris in the washer and graffiti, that it's been complied with. And the property should be removed from the agenda.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 60 Steep Hill.
So has this been declared blighted? It does appear that there's two inoperable cars in the driveway. I don't know, have we already had a hearing on this one?
It'll be carried forward because we did have correspondence
We had a hearing in November, and they came and they made a lot of updates.
So it was never, at the hearing in November, was it declared blighted?
It was declared blighted, but they made all the updates. I think we took it off.
It's still on.
Okay.
And it does appear that there's two inoperable cars in the driveway.
Okay.
Two unregistered, they don't have license plates on them, tires, or one of them are flat. There's debris under and around it. So
It's been on for some time, right? Did we ever contact zoning on that? Just to remove vehicles, we should be also, I know it's a pain in the neck, but contacting them.
Okay.
Sometimes if you get multiple letters.
So we'll send a letter to an update. We'll send a notice to zoning that there's, what appears to be inoperative unregistered vehicles there.
Yeah, we carried it over from last month.
Correct.
Because there was some movement on it.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see anything that, from a visual standpoint, looking at the property, that made me think it was blighted other than
I think one of the issues with a vehicle on the pavement or the street, if you will, I don't know if it's a dead end, but there was a pickup truck that had some debris in the back of it.
Okay. That's a police zoning issue.
Okay.
If it's parked on a street and should be there.
Yep.
Okay. We'll move that forward then.
Okay.
79, it's Stevenson Road. I drove by there today, and before I say a blight determination will be sent within 30 days to clean up the property, so it's already been determined to be blight. Today's not a hearing on this, is it?
No, the determination was just last month.
Okay.
So we sent that out.
Still
right?
within the compliance time.
Okay. It's still blighted. There's broken windows and everything.
30 days.
Yes, there was. I don't know if there was like a porta-john place on the property which looked fairly new. I don't know if that was there before, so I don't know if that's progress or not, but.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing it.
No, that's been there for some time. It's not just the tree, there's some other things there, but the tree is the main concern here, that it's going to...
I'm not sure if there's no tree. I don't believe the tree's gone.
I think the tree's
tree's
gone.
been removed?
Gone, but the house is...
So they're making movement on it.
Yeah, the property's all cleared now, and it looks like there's a temporary service, and,
temporary service, no trespassing sign.
Yeah, but there's, the roofing is damaged.
Okay.
And the siding is missing in several spots.
But there's some movement. The tree was a big thing out there.
Was the tree leaning on the property?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's gone.
Leaning over the, yeah.
Yeah, so that's progress. So we'll just carry it forward then.
Okay, good.
Sounds like they're moving.
Perfect.
Movement.
All right, 222 Stilson Road.
What's the current status of that one? Because that one is still boarded up windows and doors on all the structures and... Yep, has missing holes in roof, second siding, houses with one so you made a motion to fine and the motion failed.
Correct.
So we sent for an update. So
And we did not receive anything within the last 30, so, and it hasn't been, I believe, a full 30, correct? So...
Well, I think it has, because we made a motion last month, but it failed.
Right.
So I'm not sure, can we bring that motion up again? I'm not sure.
to find, sure, yeah, so.
Yeah, I know
Is that adequate timing to get back to us with an update? You know,
Sure.
Well, yeah, I mean, did we,
what I'm saying is the letter will be sent for an update, and is that adequate enough time to provide the update? Should we just leave this on and present it next month and waiting an update on the property? Or...
So, all right, let's send a letter requesting the update. Same thing. We will be voting on whether to find the property next month. Reach out to the owner, make them aware of that, give them the opportunity to present that update to us of what his plans are. But that next month we will likely go to fines.
I think that is very fair.
I sent him a voice message.
Okay.
He just hasn't responded, so.
I think moving to next month, seeing if they can get back to us in regards to an update by next month's meeting is an adequate time.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, they're making efforts to secure the property. They've boarded up a lot of things to secure the property to keep it from being an attractive nuisance. But they can't just leave it there and do nothing in the condition that it's in, because it meets the criteria for Blight. So.
Okay. We all agree, though, just move on to the next month. All right, Stratfield Road, we already discussed. 299 Zost Drive.
So I had a long talk with the owner today. Was there ability to get her a phone line? No.
Okay.
Here, I'll call her and see if we can get her in on this meeting. And
Well, can we get her some help there?
yeah, and that's what I told her. I told her that and she admitted it meets the criteria for Blight. She put some garbage out to mark her property line because the house next door is up for sale, and they took down her shed and did a couple things, and she's afraid they're going to, encroach upon her land. And the other neighbor took down her fence that was her fence, but on their property, and so she wants...
Please leave a message after the tone.
Hi, Mary, this is Sandy Cleary. We met at your property today. I was just trying to pull you into the meeting today. Oh, hi, Mary, you're there.
Yes.
So we're having this meeting right now, and like we talked about, that your property does meet the criteria for Blight, and so we're probably going to declare it blighted, but we want to work with you to kind of clean it up. So we're going to try to get you either some handyman help or some volunteers to help you clean up the property. I know when I was leaving, you were already starting to pick up the cardboard that was there, and so but we wanted to pull you into the meeting just to let you know. So it's going to sound kind of official, but I don't want you to get worried. So we're going to make a motion that I'm going to make a motion that the property meets the criteria for Blight.
Right.
Of which I will second.
So the chairman has seconded that. Now we're going to have a discussion about it. And so when I met with the property owner Mary today at the property, she's got cardboard and fence posts and debris sort of lining.
I have most of that in front of the garage right now.
Okay, great. So you're already working on that. So that's sort of a lot of debris along the property line. It was the intent to suppress some growth of some overgrowth there. And she's got some large pieces of fence, some of which are rotting, that she's trying to put up in another portion of the property. And so she needs to work with. She's willing to wait. The owner says the neighbor says they're gonna put up a fence in the spring. She's willing to wait till spring for that.
She said that last spring when she cut it down.
Yeah, okay. But she said just now today that she would put up a new fence this spring, and that you are willing to wait for that, right?
Right.
So the other fence pieces that are now in your yard that are kind of scattered around the yard, you're willing to get rid of. Is that correct?
Can I stack it all straight up? Because she's not going to do it. She would have done it.
Yeah, you're allowed a certain...
I can stack them up and I can hire somebody to come and install them, they won't look as bad. I had a man hired there, that's why they're spread all over.
Yeah. So that's...
Let the man do the job.
Yep, and so that's your right. You're allowed a certain amount of storage on your property. You already have a fair amount outside of your home and outside of your garage. Behind your garage, there's other debris there and all those things that are there, and so that's kind of pushing it. But if you were to condense everything and make it look nice and neat, I can't order you to throw out things that you find value in unless it's garbage or debris. So some of the rotted fence, the ladders are all fine. You can save those, you know. But we'll meet at the property. So it's a motion's been made and seconded. Now we're going to vote on it. Unless you have anything you want to add.
Please find somebody I can hire that would install them.
Okay.
I haven't been able to find anyone.
Okay. Well, we'll work with you on that. Okay. We'll try to find some volunteers.
Pick up all those egg crates that are in front of my garage right now. You said a man would come with his truck and take it. It's out there right now.
Oh, there's somebody there with a truck now taking it?
No, I'm saying you mentioned to me there's somebody that might do that.
We might be able to get you some volunteers to help with that and get all that stuff away.
They're ready to go.
We'll try to do that. So at this point, the chairman usually calls for a vote.
Okay.
Are we still
in discussion?
Yeah. Can we just carry this forward rather than, I mean, we've done this before where we're not, I just don't want to get to the level where we call for a vote.
Well, I believe the motion was already made, seconded on the determination of blight.
Yeah.
We could always, we could vote on the issue. And at the same time, you've made your comments, and we'll call for the motion. All in favor? I'm in favor. All right.
No.
All right, and I'm going to say no because I met with the owner and she's willing to take care of it.
Okay.
And as long as progress is made, Mary, and you're willing to accept some help from others to clean up the debris along the property line and make it a little neater, I think we'll be all set. Okay. So the motion failed, so your property isn't declared blighted.
I'll keep working.
But doesn't mean we won't do it next month. If you do nothing, then we'll just be back here next month, and it'll probably be a different outcome. Okay?
No, I'll keep working.
All right, Mary.
It's heavy, honey.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for
Thank
attending.
you.
Okay, so the motion failed. So
I just didn't want to upset her.
No.
Yes.
Yep.
Just I can hear her voice.
Yep.
That's
We can probably get volunteers.
Yeah, it's not a lot of work, and it's just over the line into Blight. If
Yeah.
she's got eight pieces of fence on milk crates out the yard that she's painting and trying to pull individual strips and repair fences and save it.
Is she willing to have those removed? Is she holding on to those?
She's holding on to those. She wants to reuse those. She used to have a fence going all the way down to the street line, and she wants that privacy back. The neighbor took it down because it was on their property.
Which the neighbor's also going to be putting a fence up?
The neighbor claims that they're putting a fence up again. But the neighbor said that she's been saying that for some time. But then I spoke with the neighbor right there because she came out and we chatted, and she said this spring we're going to do it. And Mary had said, I'm willing to wait for spring if they're going to do it.
Okay. All right. So the next item is 280 Tuckahoe Lane, which has been on
at citation.
At citation for a while now. I drove by today, did the walk around. The trailer in the back, I believe that is just going back and forth. But the biggest concern for me is the wide open window in the rear.
There's an open window.
Oh yeah, I mean there's.
All right, so we got to reach out to Ray.
What I would call bars, window bars, but there's nothing. There's no glass, plastic, preventing.
Yep.
So.
No, we can ask him to take care of that.
Okay. All right, so is there any new business before us? Any new? No? Any additional old business?
Have none.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
I will second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is now just about 3 o'clock.
I'm going to give you these back.
Okay.
Thank you all.
Back online there, Sam?